Hey, how are you doing? It's Alan here from Looking for Warriors, and I love fake news. Absolutely love fake news. It's absolutely brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant that we live in a world today where we know that most of the information that comes into us is not true or not real. That's the world you want to be in. That's the world you want to be in. The world when I grew up was that we believed what was ever in the newspaper. And the one thing that bothers me to this day is that when the Iraq War was starting. Now I'm from Ireland, so obviously my taxes are not paying for the Iraq War, but we are a Western country at the same time, and it was in our newspapers. And the one thing that we saw in the newspapers was Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction. It's really, really serious, really serious. Like we all could die tomorrow because he has weapons of mass destruction, and he wants to kill us all. He wants to kill all of us. Now, so I am in general against any aggressive war. A war where you defend a country is a different situation, but any aggressive war where you're going to another country to bomb them or blow them up, in general, I agree with the non-aggression principle, which means you don't go to other countries and blow them up. But I also looked at the news and said, wow, well, the news are saying that Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction. He'll blow us up any moment. So it's kind of like self-defense. We don't really have any choice because he's going to kill us all anyway. And he went over and he blew the country up, destroyed the country. I don't know all the details you do here. There was depleted uranium used and stuff like that. I don't know all the details about that. That's not important for this. But the country was destroyed. I think we can safely say that places like Iraq and Libya were destroyed. And I thought that was okay at the time. I thought, well, we have to do it. We've no choice. We've no choice. But I look at it now and there was no weapons of mass destruction. There never was. And they knew it. They knew it. And the people who were writing the newspapers knew it. But we believed it was in the newspapers. What are we supposed to do? They wouldn't lie to us. They wouldn't lie to us. Why would they lie to us? So we believed it. I fell for a hook, line and sinker. I think we have to go over there. We have to defend ourselves. He's going to blow up all Western countries. And he never had the capability of doing that, never. And they knew it. But we gave our consent. And I tacitly gave my consent for that war. And I still regret it. You know, those Iraqi people have never done anything to me. I don't even know who any of them are. Most of them are just people trying to look after their family and pay bills and make sure there's food on the table, I'm sure. And a lot of the people who were killed were just those kind of people. So that still bothers me a little bit. It's not like I wake up every day thinking about it, but it bothers me. And now we're in a world where we know, and this is great now. We're in a world where we know most of the information is wrong anyway. So we need to check sources. We need to be intelligent. We need to check sources. We need to decide who we're trusting, who we're not, and make intelligent decisions about that. I know you can't check every single source, and like some sources are secondary, sources are primary, and you can't check every single source, but you can decide, well, you know, I kind of trust this guy. He's a little bit right wing, so I know his bias, but I do trust overall what he's saying. Or I trust this guy. He's a little bit left wing. He's very biased in left wing, but I do kind of trust what he's saying in general. So you can do that. You can, you know, intelligent mind can hold some information that it gets without believing it straight away necessarily, and get different sources for the information. And it's great that we live in that world. And they're trying to sanitize it now. Facebook is trying to sanitize it. YouTube is trying to sanitize it. Let's get rid of anything that disagrees with the official narrative. And we need fake news. We need fake news, and our kids need fake news. It makes them think. And it makes them intelligent that there's fake news there. So I'm calling for a world where we have fake news. Because it's the only way that a population has to think. This has been Alan here from Looking for Warriors. go and subscribe. I love when people subscribe. I notice every subscription. Right now I can answer every comment, which is brilliant. I know it's going to grow and there's going to be a time when I won't be able to do that anymore, but right now I can answer every comment. And I love every comment and every subscription. But put in your comment of what you think about fake news and the Iraq war. It's been Alan here from Looking for Warriors.